Asif Shafi, nice for you to join us from Aecom, and thank you for just hanging in there to the very end as we work through this very interesting discussion. But so many of the other panelists have previously raised this question or this interest in seeing the construction industry move forward in this area of digitization. I mean, for some people who are associated to the contracting and design stage may really understand this. I mean, from the very start of the pandemic, I've been hearing this same message. Well, you know, the pandemic's going to force construction companies to move into this area of digitization. Well, I know that construction companies are already digitized. I'm not one of those guys that says the construction industry is not digitized, okay? Not 4.0. I believe that the construction industry is doing everything it can to be, you know, associated with improvement of digitization within their operations, but we are seeing so many new technologies that are developing, okay? Now, you and I discussed this, but my question to you is, are we really seeing construction companies move in this area, or is it just more talk?
Thank you, Philip. Really nice to join you all. It is a tough act following all of the distinguished panelists. Everyone has expressed a lot of thoughts, and I'm going to have to find some new ground to cover here. And I think following Asif is probably one of the toughest things to do today. But as a company, I just want to give you a quick introduction to Aecom, and then I'll delve into the particular question that you have posed to me, Philip. You know, Aecom, for those of you that don't know us, we're a global engineering company from the US. In the Middle East, we have about 4,000 people. We have had a presence in the UAE continuously since over 50 years. So we have a long-term commitment to the country. And similar to what others like Kareem have said, and Scott, I think I've spent over 20 years in the country myself and have seen the business cycles that we've been through. And have a lot of confidence in the country's ability to bounce back, you know, in the face of adversity, and the fact that you look at the leadership, and just in today's papers, there's a discussion about the next 50 years and consultation with the citizens and the residents, and that I see as being probably a real positive change in that the country is coming together with a long-term vision that includes more people than maybe it did in the past. So there's that sustainability that comes with that, with more people living here in the long term. And all of us who've lived here for over 20 years, 30 years, have those roots in the country. Now, when you think about the work that we've done as Aecom, over the past year, the Expo has been something that all of us in the construction industry have been focused on. We have been fortunate to deliver a lot of the infrastructure that is going to support the Expo, including all of the highways that surround the Expo site leading into it. We've done work to support the metro extension, and indeed on the Expo site itself, where we've developed all of the public realm. And now, while we are close to being ready, we have an additional year to maybe do some final touch-ups, but I think it's all for the better. They will be a year from now, and that will really, I think, position Dubai for the next phase of its growth. What we see for the next year, we have been, again, fortunate to have had commitments from clients that are more long-term in nature, multi-year contracts that we've been working on, such as the expansion at Abu Dhabi Airport. We are supporting the Etihad Rail expansion. That's another major infrastructure scheme that the country has invested in. And you can see that there is a pattern there that, yes, a lot of the infrastructure is already built, but we are continuing as a country to invest in and keep improving that. Because at the end of the day, that is sort of the foundation on which the economy is based. And as a business, we see that we will continue to see more investments in the future. There are projects like the deep sewer scheme for Dubai that is under discussion now. How that gets delivered in terms of more design and build, as has been referred to by others, the different financing options, PPPs. remains to be seen. We will see the metros being expanded. We will see more work being done on the airports. Yes, the timing of all of these will probably get maybe pushed out just a little bit. We as the engineering consulting industry are at the front end of it. And, sometimes when there's a bit of a downturn, clients take a step back and they want to do more value engineering, more optioneering, trying to get more value from the investment that is being made. And so we, by nature of that, continue to remain engaged. I think our friends in the contracting industry tend to, have to bear some of that pain of projects being delayed more than perhaps the engineering industry, the consulting industry. But from what we can see, there are a lot of projects in the pipeline, and as soon as the market conditions are right, those projects are going to be launched. There's a long-term view, and how things will change in the future, I think, is a function of the global changes we're seeing, with an emphasis on sustainability, on technology. You've mentioned digitization. So as a company, Aecom has tried to lead the way when it comes to the adoption of technology within the industry. The pandemic has simply accelerated some of those things. We've been traditionally a little slow to adopt technology as an industry, but I think now there is no choice for as a company and our competitors. Most of our people are working remotely, collaborating using cloud technology, working with colleagues globally and not just within the country. It no longer makes a difference whether someone is down the road from you or is located halfway across the world. It's more of a mindset change than really the availability of technology. It used to be that people were not comfortable until they met face to face and saw each other. And just the nature of the conference that we're holding today, this is not something we would have even imagined a few months ago. But in addition to things like that, this is an opportunity to advance the thinking on smart cities, on BIM, on the use of drones, on the use of autonomous vehicles, and just connecting the cities. So the way that we look at it is the whole planning process for cities needs to now take that into account. We've got the opportunity to now participate in some, let's say, new developments within the region in Saudi Arabia, where you have more of a clean slate, a blank canvas on which to plan these. So that takes a different type of thinking. When you look at a mature city, what changes can you make in that city? That's slightly different. But there are opportunities in both places to improve the use of technology and really take it to the next level. I see you want to ask another question, so I'll stop there.
I just want to get to the main question. Is I've been hearing this for months. Are you seeing the construction industry adopt some of this technology? That's the question. Are you seeing it, or is it still just?
At least a couple of panelists have mentioned modular, and we are seeing that definitely. There are significant plans to move to modular construction, and we've developed a couple of projects in the UK that were delivered using modular technology, but they've been more examples of what can be achieved. What has been lacking so far is a commitment from a major client to say, okay, I am going to put forward an entire project that will be built. We're beginning to see that now, and especially when you're looking at a remote location, when you have a client that wants construction to be complete in a much more accelerated schedule. There's the quality that comes with it, the repetition advantages, and bringing down the overall cost. So there's a lot of advantages there. And what we're trying to do is show that modular doesn't necessarily mean that it's a square block, ugly looking building. No, you can actually deliver really interesting concepts and designs, even if it's modular. So that's where we're trying to add value.